Hi, how's it going? You hear me? Oh yeah. Um, can you check if I'm live on Facebook? Oh, all right. I can. Oh, that's funny. Okay, right. That's cool. I must be viewing the wrong bit. Okay, I'll try and. Okay, but you can hear me okay. Great. Okay. Thanks. Bye. You folks, I'll be with you in a minute. Just make yourself comfortable, settle in, and we'll get started in a few minutes. Let me just see if I can tune into your comments. All right, okay, I can see you now. Okay, that's great. Elaine, bom dia. Jerry, Anna Paula, Sarah Hibbert, Stephen Kramer, Catherine Inch, hello. Claire from the Isle of Lewis, Frank Robinson, who's in Wisconsin. Sean Roth in Pennsylvania was just listening to our music last night. Carlos in Sao Paulo, I hope you're doing good. It must be still pretty early there. And Jessica from South Carolina. Matt from Lynbrook. I wonder where Lynbrook is. Matt Thrasher says you're our top fan. Stephen says, pick your nose. I'm curious about your technique. I don't think I'll do that. Oh, I see Sarah Wilson is joined us in London. You're my number one meditator, Sarah. Altino De Melo from Toronto. Sarah Pryor looks so summery. I actually don't feel too summery today. It's like, well, I know I've got my little summer background on, so. Anderson Camargo, what a great name. Anderson Camargo is from Porto Alegre in Brazil. So let's see. David says hi. Axel says hi from Munich. Axel Hammer. Is that your real name, Axel? It's a good name, but you do sound like you should be an actor in a blockbusting movie. Vivi Bustos Falleos is in Chile. I love Chile. And Yvonne is in the Tune, Newcastle. Mariusz is in Poland. Natasha's from London. Scott is in Syracuse. Tim says he has sung Another Sunny Day in coffee houses. Lydia Navarro, hi there. I recognize your name. Edlene Carrero, another one from Brazil. David's in Philly. Justin's in Jersey, New Jersey, Jersey City. Catherine's so California, must just be up. And Phil Bacher, you must be pretty early out in Oklahoma too. Gaia Osti from the beautiful city of Milan. Brian Reynolds says he's freezing in Hill Head, which is just a mile over there. He says he's got 2 jumpers on and slippers. Yeah, I've got the heating on. Joe Angel is from Catford. Alex Axel says, yes, it is my real name. And Bonzo, come on, Bonzo. That's not your real name. Bonzo is in Paris. Or maybe it is. Barry Hodge says, nice background. David's in Birmingham. Lots of Brazil today. Tatiani, Anna Karin is in Sweden. Augusta Texiera from Brazil. Stephen's in Truro, Cornwall. Alex is just up, Concord, California. Right. Michael McDonald. Hello, face sunny Coatbridge. Yeah, I know. I'm in Coatbridge a lot, Michael. When, when the lockdown isn't on, I get out there on the train and I walk back from Coatbridge through the Seven Lochs Park. But Michael, I wonder if you've ever seen the film called Office Space, where there's a character called Michael McDonald, and he's really fed up that everybody assumes that he's a big fan of the real Michael McDonald. Anyway, I recommend that film, Office Space. It's really funny. Oh, I'm glad that Casey Don Vinny finally joined us. And I'm glad that Ronaldo is checking in from Bangkok. And Darcy Patches is checking in from Brighton. And Christian from Germany. Donna's all the way from Australia. Maybe getting a little bit sleepy. And Callum says, I hope you remembered the boy studying Greek pestering you. I'm in Dundee. No, I can't remember that. Okay, let's see what we got today. Just I need a shave, don't I? But my friend, some people like me with the beard, so I'm just being lazy. Let's get into it. The subject today is Gimme Shelter, which is a Rolling Stones song. And if Stevie or Bob from the group were listening today, then they might be quite impressed that I've used the name of a Rolling Stones song. They are huge Rolling Stones fans. And I'm just a middle Rolling Stones fan. But it seemed like a handy title, Gimme Shelter, because I've been thinking about the word refuge this week. I've been thinking about going for refuge, going for shelter. Where do we go for shelter when things are hard? And, unless you are having an amazing day, an amazing 24 hours, I bet there's some point during the last 24 hours where you've, gone looking for help, and it might just be in a book you're reading or a TV show, or it might be a special person or your partner or your kids or something like that. But we all need to go for help. We all need to go for refuge at some point, because we can't do it on our own. Life's a funny thing. If you try to do it on your own, I think eventually you'll get found out. Eventually life pulls you back in. Sometimes it's a bit unpleasant. Sometimes life can try to teach you a bit of a lesson, but once you get through the other side, and once you're almost like back in the bosom of humanity, you hopefully feel better, because you can't do it on your own. There's lots of spiritual sayings like, man, people can't live by bread alone. That's in the Bible, and that's talking about something spiritual. But I'm not even going that far. I'm kind of going to go that far later on, but right now I'm just talking about people. We just can't do without people. People are fantastic. I hope you agree with me. I know sometimes we look out into the world and we get let down by people, and our faith in people is decreased, or we feel discouraged. But look close to you, and you realize that people are fantastic. And we hopefully all have people that we can go to for refuge, special people. You can have heroes, of course. You can have heroes. Sometimes your heroes are remote, and sometimes your heroes are the fella sitting next to you, or the woman who lives with you. But ultimately it doesn't matter that much, because when we're talking about Buddhism anyway, we're talking about the realm of the mind. So what is important is how these people affect you, whether they're faraway heroes or close heroes. How is this affecting your mind? Do you feel safe? Do you feel comforted? Do you go for refuge to them? I guess when I was a boy growing up, I had a few heroes. My heroes used to change from week to week, but Phil Lynott, from the singer of the rock band Thin Lizzy, he was sort of my hero for quite a while. And it's funny when you think back, and maybe at a time when you don't have that many friends, or good friends, and I was just thinking about those wilderness years this morning, my heavy metal years. I'd go for refuge with seriously with music, and Phil Lynott, he just seemed by the lyrics that he wrote and his persona, he just felt like somebody I always wanted to know and sort of be around. And so he was kind of my hero. It's kind of a shame he died quite young of a drug overdose, which is maybe not ideal hero behavior, but let's just assume. I think in his lifetime he tried real hard. We're all trying hard, and he tried real hard um, to be useful and to be a good guy. And then I guess I suppose one of my enduring heroes after that became the writer C.S. Lewis, who was also is a great kind of spiritual figure for me, or at least somebody who points me in the right direction with his writing. So we all have heroes, and whether they're and I could talk about people that are heroes to me that are much closer to home, like people that I know in my community, and in my faith community, in the church, or in the Buddhist center, and just friends and things. So we all have people like that. And these people, it's great because they make you better. They make you a better person. And this is real. This is not imagined. It's very hard to change a person deliberately. It's very hard to keep yelling at a person and criticize them and actually change them for the better. you feel them being, closing up even more. It's really hard to change people. And why would you want to really change people? I don't really want to criticize people, but the good things about the people you admire, the people you love, the people you respect, your heroes, they change you for the better. And they're not forcing you. You just you're inspired by them. They sometimes stand up for things that you would never stand up for. They're brave. They say things that you've never thought about the world. They stand up for justice, and they a lot of the time these our heroes are really brave, really radical. They're the one dissenting voice, and sometimes you don't. It takes you a while to realize what these people are like, but and then again, sometimes our heroes, or sometimes the people that can affect us the most are in fact the really calm people, the sort of people who quietly go about their business, who don't get flustered when things are going badly. And it's amazing how likable these people are, how you want to be with them, how I just, I'm attracted to calm people that just, life doesn't seem to perturb them too much. They accept what's going on, and they keep a calm mind. So anyway, I hope you all know, people, you probably, I'm hoping that I'm conjuring up pictures in your mind about those kind of people, because I want to make this really personal to you. I want you to think about a person or some people that you just love spending time with, or you would like to spend time with, or you would like to go for refuge with when times are hard. Somebody that you would, when you feel like there's no justice, when you feel like there's nobody listening to you, you could go to this person. And in fact, that's what I'd like to do with the meditation today. It's a little bit different. So I'd like to start with our usual breathing meditation. That's always a great place to start. I'm just kind of assuming this isn't your first time, but if this is your first time, then I'm going to talk you through the meditation and keep you straight. If you find that your mind is straying, or it's difficult to sort of calm down, and that's okay. That's really understandable. Even when you've been meditating for a long while, your mind is, your mind is like a pinball machine. It's going all over the place. So but we just try our best. And during the meditation, I'll just remind you, you're you you're thinking about what you need, what shopping you need or something. You need to come back. You're thinking about killing Eve again. You need to come back, and let's just get a peaceful mind. But then what we're going to do, actually, we're going to try to go for refuge. To It could be a person that you love, a person you admire, someone you just want to be with. And it could be somebody who's died. It could be somebody who's alive. It could be a guru person for you. It could be a spiritual figure. I think it's okay to just let it be, who you want it to be. And then we're going to try and get in a place where we're going to ask them for for help, and we're going to ask them for help with their anxieties. And because if you know this person, or you think you know this person, they wouldn't say no to you. You know, if they could help you at all, they would help you. So that's what we're going to try. And I'll just remind you one more time that if you think, well, this is a little bit spurious, you know, this is in the realm of the imagination. It kind of is, but I keep stressing to you how important the mind is. Meditation is all about the mind, and that if you can change your mind, calm your mind, find a peaceful space while you're doing this, then that's real. And you know, maybe when you come out of it, you will have found some refuge. So can you sit up with a straight back? I'm going to sit up a little bit for a meditation. Maybe put your hands in your lap and be comfortable. Now I'm going to close my eyes. You can keep them a little bit open if you like, but I like to close mine. I promise I'm not going to fall asleep. So let's just bring our mind, let's just bring our thoughts inwards. As we get going, just remind ourselves that we're doing this ourselves. This is all us. We've carved this time out for ourselves. We deserve this. Let's make a determination what we're trying to achieve in our meditation. Let's just feel the day, feel the buzz of our thoughts. Let's just feel it going away from us. Feel our shoulders relaxing, the tension coming away from our foreheads and our face. With every breath, let's feel our worries, our responsibilities. Just let them go. This is the most important place to be. So we're going to aim to calm our minds down. So important. By focusing on our breath. Just let yourself breathe naturally. And let your attention rest just at the tip of your nose. Feel the air coming out and in. If your mind starts to wander, that's okay. Just bring it back to the breath. Hopefully you're starting to feel a little more relaxed, but still retain that focus. Just stay on your breath for another minute or so. So now I want you to imagine a space somewhere where you feel really comfortable in. It could be a room, or it could be somewhere outside. Just a place that you can be happy in. And the good thing is that your friend is there too. This person. The person that you are really happy to see. A person you know that you can talk to. Someone you know that you can tell anything and they will understand. So just be in this place with this person for a few minutes. Tell them what's going on. Ask them for help if you need it. Just take a few minutes. You can tell them too about stuff you're not so proud of, things that you've done. You can get it off your chest. Now try to make a little space in your heart for them. And that makes you a better person because it's like having a guest, a special guest round to your house. You want to tidy up. You want to make a good impression. It's the great thing about your heart and your mind. It's huge, actually. You can make space for so many people. We just don't often have a chance to open up in our everyday life. So finally, let's dedicate this time that we've spent. Let's dedicate this good feeling to our own health and happiness, and to the health and happiness of all the people round about us. Ultimately, the goal is that we become the refuge for others. You know, if we can get good at this, maybe people will come to us and we can help them. So in your own time, we can come out of meditation. It's actually past 2 o'clock British time, so our meditation went a little bit longer today. I sort of lost track of time. I tell you what, though, I really enjoyed it today. I always enjoy meditating with you, and I hardly even want to open my eyes. I feel quite peaceful. So thank you for that. As usual, I'll chat for a little bit more, just a few minutes, and then let you go if you're not already away. You know, I asked, I tweeted during the week. I asked people what was their refuge in funny times with um, the you know the sometimes the disturbing things that are happening in the world and the pressure that we feel and the change to our lives. And a lot of people, it was records and music and movies and books and actually Tim's Twitter listening parties was a recurring theme. They've really they've obviously been really great for people. It's funny that just listening to music, I would guess that is that feeling, that sense of community, enjoying the music together when we can't get out to concerts. But it was nice to hear from, I heard from a lot of people. So lots of different things. I must say though, don't mean to poop the party, but these kind of outside things, even music and writing, literature, and they are all sort of distractions. There are things that we do to distract our mind from the kind of bad stuff. But it's very human. I mean, that's the kind of lives that we're living, to be distracted. I remember I'm actually writing about, like, I've been writing recently going back about 30 years. And I remember my first sort of serious run in with depression. And I decided that all I needed to do, I might have said this before, that all I wanted to do was distract myself from this depression, from this void, from this sort of black hole that I felt. And that if I could keep my mind busy and see lots of people, and and think things did eventually get better. But I've had, over the years, I've had more bouts with depression and anxiety. It kind of fluctuates. And certainly in more recent years, I've found that my refuge is not so much in these kind of distractions, but I've had to, it's been more things like meditation, and my own spiritual side of things as well, which I feel very lucky to have. It feels like I'm saying, the distractions and stuff there, that stuff isn't any good. I would say whatever works, really, but even just doing these meditations, maybe you get a little idea that when you meditate, there is something real. There's like a great well of peace under the buzz of our everyday lives, and that includes music and movies and all that sort of stuff. I do find that there's a piece there somewhere, and it's really powerful. It's really useful. It's a real opponent force to the depression and the anxiety that I feel anyway. In Buddhist term, this word refuge, there was a guy called Dave Younger. He said he goes for refuge to Buddha, to the Dharma, and to the Sangha. And that's a common kind of saying that we have in the Buddhist center. That's the three jewels that we go for refuge to. The Buddha's obvious spiritual kind of being at the center, and the Dharma is all his teaching. But Dharma always also means protection, because the teaching, if you study the teaching, it becomes a great protection to you. But interesting, the last word Sangha means community, and so you actually go for refuge. And I absolutely feel this. I feel a great sense of refuge within the Sangha, within the community, and but Sanghas exist everywhere. You know, we're forming a kind of a Sangha, a community online, just when we meditate together. And you know, your Sangha could be your family or your church, or just the people that meet up for a quiz on a Saturday night online. You know, this community is certainly so important. I had an interesting question from Kieran in Brisbane. Now he like me, he kind of dabbles with he's a Christian, but he's interested in Buddhism as well, and he asks me, how do I find them together? Do they complement each other? And of course, well, yes, I find that they do. I mean, what we're doing here, that I try not to bring the religious side into it. I'm not sure I feel qualified. It's a different kind of thing. I feel that you know, when we get together, there's no assumption of a faith in anything that we can't see or feel around about us, and that the meditations that we do are quite scientific. And I think that's a good way to get started, because I think matters of faith are a very personal thing. And yeah, it doesn't surprise me that so many people get put off by you know, organized religion, when there's sometimes this assumption that you need to believe in this, and this before you can even walk through the door. I think that's quite I think that would put a lot of people off, especially in this day and age, where you look around and there's we're all aware of what people are thinking all around the world. You know, we're all aware that there's communities in India and South America, and there's religions, and everybody seems to believe in sort of different things. For me, I'm much more interested in the overlapping things, and I believe that there's far more things that we have in common, that the belief systems have in common. So I'm super interested in that stuff. Anyway, that's, you know, that's another topic for another day, maybe. Just maybe one thought to go away with at the end of the meditation. I sort of hinted that that it you know, we were talking about heroes, we're talking about people that we can trust, people we respect and love, and that we can go to them for understanding, and that we feel a burden lifted So, these are people, either alive or dead, or spiritual beings, that we can go to refuge with. But, eventually we want to feel that we can become useful, to other people, and that we can really help other people. And I hope you don't mind if I quote St. Francis, who is obviously a Christian sort of hero, St. Francis of Assisi, and he said, "Grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console." And I'll break it down a little bit. He said, "Grant that I may not so much seek to be understood as to understand. And finally, grant that I may not so much seek to be loved as to love. For in giving, it's in giving that we receive." And this is at the crux of the Buddhist teaching as well. Of course, I've been talking about self-cherishing, the difference between self-cherishing and cherishing other people. The cherishing other people being so important, the most important thing that we can do. That is the goal, people. I hope I've run a little bit over, but thank you so much again for coming to meditate. I think that was a great meditation today. I just mean I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. Thank you so much for being out there, and I look forward to. I read all your emails. I've got back to some of you, and I'm a little behind in others. But feel free to email me. Okay, bye for now.